Hello. Okay, I'm streaming. Should be live. Okay, I guess so. Let me see if I have good audio. Microphone. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, it should be fine. No. Okay, so I'm currently trading, Bitcoin and some demo for RoboForex, just exercising. Um, I have a little long on BTC, Euro USD. I just got out of the long. For oil, I have to get out of one wrong trade. So let's see. Bitcoin, yeah, has to go up. Let's see market cipher. And money flow should be going up. Money flow going up. Let's see 30 minutes. Yeah, green dot. I think we're there. Just patience. Just should have more patience. Money flow, it depends. It can get rejected here and money flow can go down, but it can also pump from here. So let's see. Good, good. It's looking good so far. If we go through this this wine, off we go. I don't like this. We might get rejected. Mm. I don't have anything here. I'll not close it. I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good.
Mystic, and welcome to this deep woo-woo Wednesday episode of Tarot Readings by Janine. You can find Janine at Sending Ravens here on YouTube and also at Tarot by Janine. Janine, how's it going? You look really chipper today. What's going on?
I'm chipper. Yep. Somebody sent me, and she knows who she is, sent me this awesome little ditty right there. And it totally brightened my whole day up.
Do you want me to play with volume? Hold on.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
okay,
it.
hold on a second here. This is hilarious. Hold on, let me see if I can bring this back up. I hope this plays okay. Hold on, hold on. There you go. Wait, play.
Let's take a bus. Spread it wing around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world. Let's go! 3, 2, 1,
Oh my god.
Yeah, that guy knows how to have fun, I got to tell you.
Yeah, I think everybody should take a cue from this guy.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And that's what I say to the pandemic, some of that.
Right?
He's
Exactly.
just thumbing his nose at it.
Pretty much. Oh my god. Okay, everybody in the chat is like, "Oh, I love that guy. That's great."
Yeah,
I know. This is their second or third video that goes
yeah,
viral, Ginny?
yeah. Second that I've seen, but he might
Okay.
have more. Yeah,
Really cool. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight on this live interactive show on Wednesday. And yes, we're still here. Jenny and I are not ending it. Now, of course, Jenny and I were having a lot of fun with this little video production. So much so that we could barely hold ourselves. We were laughing trying to record this thing. It's just a 5-minute clip, but man, did we have trouble recording this? Anyways, from Janine and I's channel,
yeah,
we have thousands of comments between the two channels, the emails. Everybody's like, haha, JC, Janine, you got us. You played
yeah,
us well. Anyways, it was a cool video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Please don't have a heart attack. It was just a joke. Okay.
yeah. It
Well, it
was
was
just,
a joke in terms of
yeah, we were just having fun.
yeah.
Yeah,
So of course it was a joke. We're not ending yet our relationship for sure. We're gonna keep going on. But what is ending, of course, is this Stay Connected coupon code. Janine and I have been extending this for months now, and we're like, okay, all good things must come to an end, and
yeah,
it is coming to an end Wednesday here, or wait, Wednesday or whatever January 14th is, and so in 2 days from now, Friday, I guess that is.
yeah,
So if you're not a member yet, please go check out that video. There's 4 reasons why perhaps you should probably take advantage of this coupon code before it ends. All right. Man, Janine, we have a lot to go out tonight. There's so many things in the news, and thank you for setting the tone with that dancing fella. That was absolutely
yeah,
fabulous. Let's get with my first news article here, and this is in line with our last pay-per-view investigation on the something ring, and of course we pull cards on this guy on whether or not the judge would let this court case go forward, even though he was petitioning here to stop the proceedings. And of course, yes, you were absolutely right. We're moving forward with this now.
yeah.
Do you want to pull cards here to see if this is continuously in line with the episode we just did, or is there perhaps another strategy, another message here from universe in terms of this information coming out that the audience needs to be aware of? Let's see if we're still on that same page, though. And yes, guys in the chat, if you guys had a heart attack to our little video, put your description, put the comment here in the live stream. We're gonna share them with the audience here. Go ahead, Jenny.
So the idea is to really bring out the dirt on elites like him.
Mm.
So it's to really show the dysfunction. So that's the intention. So the wish card is that's what they're intending to do. That's their vision, their wish. That's the whole reason. So of course his people, because he's probably, by the way, you guys, he's probably in the South Florida spa.
Mm.
South of Florida spa. You know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
he's probably there. So I don't believe any of this stuff's in real time going on. I think it's all just posturing at this point with his people, and they're like it's all for show. But anyway, the show is going forward, and he's going to be put in the hot seat finally, or somebody like him, let's say, somebody representing him, let's say.
Okay, very good. Sorry, I'm still giggling because I'm reading the comments in the chat, and everyone's like, "Yes, my heart was fluttering. I almost
Post it
puked. I fell off
because
my
it
chair."
might
Like, oh
dump
my
a little
god!
bit.
And again, you should have been here when Janine and I were trying to keep a straight face to record that
Yeah.
video. We
It
just had
might
so much
dump
fun.
a
So, anyways,
little
thank
bit
you for
and
all the
I'll take
amazing
it
comments. We felt the
forward,
love, of course, and
I
thank
guess.
you to all of the Insider Access Pass members, the new ones who have joined
I
us.
hope to
Since
take
we
it
just
forward.
put out this promo video for you guys. We absolutely love you, and we appreciate each and every one of you. My God, yes, that was funny. Okay, so I can see all the comments. Let's move on. A tough subject, so it's good that we laugh a little bit here on the show and we raise it frequently. But at any rate, this is a follow up here to that first article we just looked at. This is the BBC headquarters. There's this guy who decided, in and of himself, to take a ladder, get up there, and start chipping away at this very unfortunate symbolism here of what's wrong in this particular world. You tweeted this a little bit earlier today. What was your first reaction, Janine? And two, again, let's pull some cards here to see if is there an energy, maybe like are we moving into a different astrological alignment that's pushing people now to the brink to really speak out about all of this ugliness? Is that what's going on?
I just can't believe they hadn't pulled that down a long time ago. Apparently, there's been so many
Slight
petitions to
divergence
get
here.
the statue. So it's in front of the BBC, no less. Okay,
Thank
the
you.
biggest you know what place full of you know what's with the starts with a P.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an old man statue, and I don't care who it's representing, but what you see when you look at it is it's an old man backing up on a little tiny naked boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a break. Give me a break. The boy's got no clothes on, and the old guy's up against him. What do you think is going on there? And guess who actually carved it? Turns out the guy, when he passed over, he left a diary. The guy that carved it, and was horrible. He documented all his goings on with his own daughters and or daughter and the family pet. Okay, he was into animals as well.
Wow.
So energies that can't do anything about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
He carved it, and they still put it up in front of BBC and wouldn't take it down.
In
So
your
I
face.
was thrilled that that guy was up there hammering away trying to get it off of there.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, we're not, inciting violence. But yes, holy shit, man. Okay, so let's talk about those energies right now. You and I have been talking about this for years, and for a lot of times, our friends and family members were looking at us like, no, you're crazy. There's always an excuse for these statues. It's artwork. It's this and that. It's there's no ring going on. It's just like some few crazy people. But now people are waking up to this, to the point now where they're taking action and they're staying in a hard line this far, no further. This is what I see when I look at this guy here. So what's the universal energy maybe pushing this or driving
Deal
this?
bump.
Oh wow,
You bet. I feel like it's really
Shit.
ramping up between now and February. I feel like the energies are just
Shit.
intolerant of that kind of thing, and a lot more people waking up. And actually, there's been some interesting videos out there talking about that off-worlder information, saying that things have been moved out of the way. Apparently, it's it's like there's nothing stopping the information now. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all going to just flood out. It's just going to be fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'll get to the PayPal tip jar in a second here, and also to the insider access pass on the Discord channel. I see the questions now being populated, and please, guys, put them in high caps to separate, especially in the Discord chat, so I can pick them out a little bit easier. It makes it easier for me to bring it out and read when we're in live mode here, because there's a lot of you here in all of our chats. Okay, let me get to the next news
It
article
will
for
pump.
now. Um, did we talk about this Monday night? No, I think we tweeted it just after, or we might have talked about it on Monday night. I forget now. But of course, this is the
You
Quebec
don't.
government now introducing a tax against
Yeah.
the unwilling. I think that's absolutely interesting. And what's cool about that, and I say cool in a facetious way, oh, not this one here. Where did you go? Why did it go so far down the list? Hold on, I don't want to make you dizzy. Hold on, wait, let me come back. What's cool about that is just today I put out a poll on my Twitter. Where did he go? My God. There's a news article came out this morning after this particular one that said that 7,000 Quebecers had decided, because of this new initiative of this new tax, that they would get in line and go get the thing. And so I did a survey on that on Twitter, and let's see what the results are. I asked them, do you believe that more than 7,000 people registered for their first dose of the thing amid threats by the government of Quebec here installing a tax on the unwilling? 94% of you said no, it's a government propaganda.
No,
Okay.
no.
I think it's pretty
Should
clear
have
from the
more
audience perspective.
patience.
Let's ask the cards. What the hell's going on with this
I
move
still
and
think
this
it will
idea
pump,
that
but
in the media right now they're using this as an excuse to maybe
money flow should be
encourage more
going up.
people to get the thing?
Let's see, 15 minutes.
I think it
Yeah,
might do the
should go up.
opposite.
Go up. Damn.
Now they're saying, okay, well, I'll just pay the thing then, and then they can shush.
Just go up.
Because once you
Right.
pay it, okay, so now
Yeah.
you've
Go up.
completed that transaction that you guys had between each other. So
Yeah.
they're actually,
Thank you. Now leave me alone. And here's the thing: in most of those articles, they keep saying, "Oh, it's going to be a significant contribution," as opposed to using the
Alright.
word tax, of
Come
course.
on.
But when you
Come
look
on.
at it, their first trial balloon was between $50 and $100. I'm like, okay, here you go. Like, I mean, think about it, Janine. For those
yeah,
people who've waited 2 years now and who were refused next for 2 years, do you think $50 or $100 is going to stop them? Like, this is
yeah.
complete shit.
Because
I
we're
mean,
talking about our physical health here,
yeah,
not to mention our, we don't want to be slaves anymore. So it's like, really?
yeah.
That's just ridiculous to think that's going to do it.
Well, I called it bullshit on my Twitter earlier today. I said I call bullshit on this news story. Talking about news story that is impossible to find online, at least in terms of the search engines. There's still some old newspapers out there which still were reporting the truth at the time. Look at this one. Can't really read that, but look at that. Let me see if I can bring it up a little bit closer for you guys. Depop through forced and then the zero carbon solution. Wow, this is a long time ago and it's still there in your face. So for all the people who think this is not all related, think again. There's a lot of documentation if you can find it, although there's people hard at work scrubbing that right now.
Yep, you bet.
Wow. Okay. Oh, there's an interesting question. Let me see here. Parisan? JC, tomorrow is January 13, 113. Can it be 11.3 in the war manual? Could Janine pull some cards on that? I'm not sure I understand where Parisian is going, Parisan is going. Do you understand the question, Janine? Do you want to just ask it? Okay, just ask the universe what the cards here could answer the way the question is being posed. I think there's something there. I'm curious about it. It caught my eye.
You're asking about the date or the importance of the date?
Yeah. Well, and in reverse to 11.3 in the war manual. Hmm. You know, because in one of our episodes with Julie, the astrology, she was saying that there were some alignments between the end of December and mid-January where we would see maybe some military action, some lockdowns, some curfews. In Quebec, we're absolutely seeing that now. But what does the universe have to say about this?
Well, it could bring an announcement about a famous woman either leaving the earth plane or getting really ill, so preparing her to exit left stage.
Mm.
So that's
Wow.
interesting. That's what I'm
Wow.
getting around it.
Okay.
And that'll be a white hat op though, so we know if that's the famous woman I'm thinking of who's coming up on her jubilee or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely would be a white hat op because she's probably been pushing up daisies for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Wow. Okay. You think that
yep,
could be the Queen Mother herself? And is this related to why perhaps somebody else using her name is saying that they won't fund the Prince Andrew pedo trial? Could it be her? Do you want to pull
yeah.
some cards? What do you think?
Because you know she'd never say that. Like if she was still on the earth plane and had any clout, because we know the whole family doesn't have any clout anymore. They capitulated.
Mm-hmm.
What I believe anyway. She would never say that because think of all the years they've just kept a stiff upper and never ever ever. They don't even comment on things to do with all the p word situations that have been pointing fingers at the whole family, different various family members. They
Yeah.
never comment, so she wouldn't even ever offer a comment like that.
No. No, no, no. It would not even make it to the news. Okay, Creations by Sue is saying in the live chat here, hey, Jean Claude, this is when the military would remove the pretendency
Yeah.
potentially. Do you want to follow up on that one with cards, Janine? This
Okay.
again in relation to the 13th of January.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting. Mhm.
Patience pays off. Patience pays off, guys.
Okay, I think it starts the ball rolling towards something that does do what that viewer said.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
not that the actual thing. It looks like that actually comes in 8 days. So count 8 days from the 13th, and I think you got your stepping out behind the shadows, or sometime in the next 8 days after that. So it seems,
Could it be 8 hours? Are you? Could it be
yeah,
eight
it could
hours?
be 8 hours, could even be
Okay.
3 days with that three. But I
Okay.
feel like it's setting something up to come a little short time later.
Wow. Okay. Um, okay, I have a first question here from the PayPal tip jar, and it reminds me of one
Awesome.
from last week that I missed, but I think was absolutely crucial. So I'll start.
Awesome.
I'll start with the one from tonight from Brie Johnson. Let me see if I can bring that on the screen for you guys. Thank you so much for that. That's a great tip. About 7 separate people told my partner and I today they had dreams where they felt a presence, quote unquote, but were not able to open their eyes. Oops, hold on. In their dreams. What is this about? Seems to be
I'm
people half
still very
awake
high
too.
here.
What's going on in Dreamscape right now? We're getting a lot of reports of that,
Still
and then
very
I'll ask you the
high.
second question that's related to that. So thank you so much, Brie. Appreciate it. 7 people told my partner and I they also had dreams that they felt presence, and but they were not able to open their eyes in their dreams.
Okay, so that feels like a very unique wake up call coming from. I'm getting Venus with this, so I'm going to say Venetian. No,
Venusians?
Venusians.
Venusians?
Because if I say Venetians, that sounds like Venice, so I don't mean that.
I think
So
it's Venusians.
Venusians. Okay,
I think.
somebody correct us if we're wrong. But yeah, so from
Yeah,
off
don't ask the French guy. I don't know.
Off-worlders. So they're getting. So I feel like they were getting contacted. So they were trying to make contact, and they had a big message. So just ask. So those people, if they're listening, or they can hear about it through these people that heard about it from them, they
Hmm.
might want to just remind them to sit quietly with their intuitive knowing because it's somewhere in that unconscious. A message was placed.
Hmm.
A
Wow.
knowing is there, a knowing.
Okay. Well, that's fascinating. So, uh, would there be a word of advice for other people maybe who in the next couple of days are going to feel a similar presence in the room? How can they best serve the event itself or the process or the communication itself? What could be advice for them?
Well, I think it's a significant piece of information that's marking the end and the beginning of new life here on the in the world. Okay, so
Wow.
something ends and there's a big flip. Well, there's I think there's been all kinds of flips, by the way, but
Mm-hmm.
not visual. But
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gearing up for something really visual, really
Mm-hmm.
obvious, really karmically. So I feel like just keeping calm and listening to your intuitive knowing. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go to your highest self and just know and ask for help interpreting as well. So I like to just say, okay, make that really clear to me from
Yeah.
greater universal, because this is that wise entity energy that I think is our more evolved future selves. Maybe all of us have this inside us.
Mm-hmm.
This could be our our wise old soul inner self. You know what I mean? I
Right.
feel like we could ask for that, just to know exactly. It could really affect everybody individually as well.
Wow. And that could tie in also to the webbot data that said sometime this spring we'd be talking about ETs in a big way. So it seems like this information is pushing down, and maybe more and more people are starting to connect to those frequencies. Wow. Okay.
And speaking of dreams,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I
Oh,
had
yeah, you had a dream.
I had a really big dream. Yeah. Do you want me to talk about it now, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, go with yours first, and then I'll do the other one. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I deep dived on it for tomorrow's show, so it'll be on the
Okay.
Tarot Bonine in a bigger way. But I'll
Okay.
just say that I woke up having had this very strange. It was more like a vision than a dream. So the vision was I was being chased, and it felt like the whole night through by one of those guys, zombies. Right. So there was a zombie apocalypse ongoing here on the earth plane. I was being chased all over. They never got me. Like it was very interesting how I kept ducking away from them. And then at one point, just before I woke up, I turned a corner running, and there was a whole film crew and lights, action camera kind of film crew, and all these trucks. You know how they do when you got a film going on,
Yeah.
and they shooed me back. So they basically told me to shush and get back into the movie. And then of course I knew this is all fake anyway, and it made sense because for some reason something wasn't quite registering about these entities that were supposed to be zombies. And then when I thought about it, once I woke up, what wasn't sitting right was they all looked like they were sort of fake looking, like they had makeup on instead of real zombies. So I was thinking maybe we're going to have one of these false situations, or maybe it's trying to tell us everything we're watching is a movie, or both of those things. I don't know, but anyway, it was pretty interesting. But I deep dived on it for tomorrow, so you
Okay,
guys,
and that'll be on Tarot by Janine. Is that
yeah,
correct? Okay.
yeah.
Janine, bring your speaker down volume just a little bit. We're getting reports in the chat that you have echo on your side. I
Okay.
tried to mute myself there while you were talking to try to remove it. Hopefully, we're back up here. Okay, I'm getting Ben says 5 by 5. Okay, it seems that we're back.
Okay.
And also, I'm getting reports that the PayPal tip jar is not working. So let me just put that link back up. Question for Janine. Let's see how that works. Let me try that live here. No, that's working, guys. I'm getting to this page here, so you can have the fixed amounts or enter your own amount here. It seems to be working. And of course, I'm getting some tips in the jar. So maybe, guys, try that in a different browser, or make sure you cut and paste that properly, but it appears to be working. Now, speaking of the tip jar, a big thank you to all of you who support us there. Tonight, we're giving away this pyramid here. The name of the pyramid is Paz. And of course, this is from Ascension Organite, the lovely Carla. And let's see what she has to say about this particular item up for grabs tonight in the PayPal tip jar.
Hi everyone, this is Carla from Ascension Organites. Today I have one of my favorites to show you. Her name is Paz. Paz in Spanish means peace. But the story behind her is quite interesting because the way that she came to be was I was thinking of that amber ray of light that we always call to when we need healing or protection. And it referred me back to the moment where my son was born and we spent some time in the hospital. And I will always, every single day, call on the amber ray of light. So Pass is made with those feelings in mind, feelings of healing, of protection, of peace. So she has citrine crystals, which we already know they're great for clearing and cleansing, and copper metals. And Pass is one of the only designs that doesn't have any symbols of flower of life or any.
I spoke to Carla about this earlier today because in one of our episodes with Julie, the astrology, she was saying that there were some alignments between the end of December and mid January where we would see maybe some military action, some lockdowns, some curfews. In Quebec, we're absolutely seeing that now. But what does the universe have to say about this?
Well, it could bring an announcement about a famous woman either leaving the earth plane or getting really ill, so preparing her to exit left stage.
Mm.
So that's
Wow.
interesting. That's what I'm
Wow.
getting around it.
Okay.
And that will be a white hat op, though. So we know if that's the famous woman I'm thinking of who's coming up on her jubilee or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely would be a white hat op because she's probably been pushing up daisies for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Wow. Go
yeah,
ahead. Set
that
this
was
up for the audience.
it was brilliant. So they were is this the one where they were interviewing Mr. Fraud, I call him?
He at this point here, he's interviewing a lady who's a representative here, and she's refusing to answer all the questions. This lady here, hold on, or
Oh yeah,
that one.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
getting them mixed up. I
yeah,
tweet a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to listen to it, but it's just like talk about caught red-handed in a big story. Like
Hmm.
it's all over her face too. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
this has to be a white hat op because it's just too obvious. It's like they would never put this out there like that. Like
oh
it's
yeah.
he's just looking really bad.
I'd be so embarrassed. I would not want to be the spokesperson. Like it's just, and he's like, "Here's the picture of the guy. Here's the like, and she's like, "Oh, I can't confirm or deny. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't comment on
yeah,
that. Oh,
yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Well, this is part of the truth coming up here in
Yeah.
terms of what happened last January on the Hill. Do we want to pull cards here too to say maybe what's the outcome of all this? Are we close to resolution, to
Yeah,
reality
let's look.
maybe taking over? Let's ask those cards to see what we can tell the audience here. Yeah, and I'm just going to scroll back and bring that link down to the chat so people can see that video as well. Because
I
yeah,
s-
wow,
I still get family members giving me jabs about that as if it was all true, the whole BS story.
yeah,
And I don't
yeah.
even know what to say to them because it's
Now it
so
broke.
where do you start when somebody
You,
bought
you
into
sent you sent them that video. God.
that?
Oh my god. Okay, so what's the outcome of all this, or are we going to soon get a resolution here, in I guess global consciousness as to what exactly happened?
Oh yeah, this is the outcome. So
Wow.
that's
Okay.
everything gets brought into the sunlight, okay, into the
Hmm.
light. So right now, though, they're still hanging on to the darkness. It's one of their last little hang on BS stories. Okay, it's
Hmm.
all full of total smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Right, so they're still holding on for dear life, but soon to everything's going to get shone a big light on it.
Hmm.
So the sun puts light on everything in a positive slant. So it's everything's going to come to light, you guys. All of the big stories, and it's like it's going to be a lot for people to digest who aren't seeing any of this right now. It's going to be unbelievably wild. Hmm.
Uh-huh. I think it's going to be difficult for quite a few, for sure. Let me see if I can bring up this website here. Ah, there he is. The beautiful Richard, Santa Claus, woo woo dude, some people call him. Joe sent me an email yesterday. He's back home now. And a big thank you to all of you who participated in our meditation last Friday to send him some healing and loving energy, and
Yay.
also on our Monday night show. So Richard says thank you. And I think he said to Joe, he wanted to do a show this Friday, but then decided, oh, I'll sleep a little bit more. We'll come on your show next Friday. So I believe next week, probably at the same time as the next crypto woo, or so sorry, the wacky woo. So probably January 21st, Richard will be back on the show with us, and he'll give you guys a big update there. But a big thank you again to all of you sending Love and well wishes to our friend Richard. Okay, Richard, that's done. Okay, so now there's a couple of questions here around the same topic in the Insider Access Pass Discord. So let me get to one of those, Janine. Janine and JC, we love and appreciate you both. Okay, question. Okay, well, thank you, Sue. That's from Sue Johnson. Will the currency RV, I'm not sure about the word RV, but you'll understand the rest of the question here, begin prior to President T, Mr. T, coming to Arizona this Saturday? So when you and I talked about this, we said, hey, maybe early January, there could be some new currency, dollars being introduced, new system being introduced. So now they're asking, will it happen before Mr. T goes to the rally in Arizona this Saturday?
So we got all these tens around it. Tens are ending, so the things, a lot of people are saying that they're getting that money's already loaded up in the banks.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, so that's interesting. So everything's
mm-hmm,
ready to roll here. So tens
mm-hmm,
are it's already done in the background.
mm-hmm,
It's already done.
hmm.
So something seems to want to come before that. So this feels like that's the good army, so the good military. So maybe it's between that rolling out first, or are they going to do the military stepping in and locking down?
Hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I feel like maybe everything's really ready to go though. Like I feel like we're literally just geared up for everything's. It'll just go, go, go. Once things go, it's gonna be a tumble of
Mm-hmm.
everything all happening at once.
And in respect to finances and the world of finance, if you guys haven't seen this episode, Astro Woo Finance, this was the zodiac guide for like a personal reading for each of the 12 zodiacs that we did for January. Go check it out. We talk about these alignments and why perhaps January was critical here. Anyways, right now there's a save 33 is the coupon code, and you'll get 33% off of this episode. So go check it out. Astro Woo Finance, a personal zodiac's guide with Julie, Janine, and Jean Claude. And speaking of Julie, she'll be back on the show tomorrow night on Thursday with her lovely sister Sophie, who is a tarot reader for I think this is the third iteration of Divine Feminine Oracles. Absolutely amazing show. So check us out tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern, tomorrow night on Thursday. Okay, next question. Let's see if I can get this one here. Uh, Okay, I mean, I have to ask this one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but I feel that perhaps some other people are. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Okay, Jill, I'll come back to that one. I have to remember the other PayPal question from last week. It goes something like this: a lot of women, and I've seen some emails of this also. They're dreaming that suddenly they're responsible for other people's children. So they're having these huge dreams that suddenly they're the caregiver of the kid of their sister, of the neighbor, of whatever, whatever. And I'm getting more and more of those reports. So I wanted to ask the cards, is this perhaps in line with some of the people who are exiting by choice here? As you and I have talked about in the last couple of months, there are some people that will be exiting here that we would have to reorder maybe our social order to take care of some of these kids here who might be left behind. Is that what these women are picking up in these dreams, and they're being showed here to prepare for these changes in their lives?
It
Oh
could
yeah, see, look at
also,
that. There's a bunch of people in the chat now saying, yes, I've had these
yeah,
dreams.
it
Yeah.
could also have something to do with rescued children.
Oh, yeah.
So once they go through maybe the initial healing, like, because you can be sure it could even be because none of this feels like exactly what. There's no big yes to that what you said, although I'm
Okay.
sure that's part of it. So because this card says it could be a couple of things.
Okay.
Okay, and yeah, I think one of them could be what you said, but I also get there's a whole bunch of other ways it could come to be as well. It could be like children of um, dark cult families that get rounded up, and now they need placements for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
The ones out of the tunnels probably need a lot more sort of professional help. I
Right.
mean, can you imagine if they
Yeah,
even
yeah.
make it out of there alive? They're going to need like years of counseling and or maybe some off-world treatment that could really speed things up. Okay, so but maybe once they get past a certain stage, they might bring them back here and be placing them in families. I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of ways that could come to be.
That makes sense too, because if you listen to some of the ET experiencers, they're saying that for the last year or two now, a lot of the kids have been brought off planet to heal those major wounds, and maybe those are the ones that are coming back that would
Yeah.
be ready now to have foster care, if you want to call it that way. So, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, whoever asked that question last week
Yeah.
in the PayPal tip jar, and for all those emails. And I'm seeing in the chat, there's a lot of you having those same dreams. Interesting. Okay, Jill, let me go back to Jill. Where were you? Jillenium, I think. Question: why do demons keep feeding off of me? Sleep paralysis is what she thinks. Why me? Thanks. Tough one, Jill. And Bree Johnson says, "Hey, thank you for answering my question." Well, thank you for the tip. Appreciate that.
Okay, so this is fairly personal,
Okay.
but they did ask it on the show.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead, but I'll be careful.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm getting, and they could hopefully they're still in the chat and they could like throw a word in here, see if we're on track here. Because if
Let
they
me
were
bring
with
their
me,
comment up on the screen so everybody can see.
yep,
We're transparent here. Let me see if I can bring that back to the bottom.
if they were with me, this would be one we'd really have to dig into. Okay,
Okay.
but so what I'm getting is something to do with an ex in their past that was very, very damaging. Okay, or maybe even a series of attracting people like that as partners, lovers, like and or yeah, like an exes. Maybe there was a series of them or one in particular that feels like really did some damage self-esteem wise. So left some really big holes in their aura, self-esteem wise, where they feel really unloved or unlovable or and even if they've been working on it, they need to. So there's a big hole there that's attracting that kind of energy because they have to heal things in themselves so they don't attract like when you have a wound like that you'll keep attracting you know that kind of energy that puts you down and or feels like demons and or because you're not worthy or people that have healed and work on self-esteem and feel really good about themselves wouldn't that wouldn't be something they'd attract. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But that's just work. There's just work to do in some area there. So
Mm-hmm.
working on self-love and like letting go of past disappointments, not feeling like a victim, even if you've been victimized. If you continue to see yourself as a victim, instead turn all your experiences around in your mind because it's all about what your mind says about it. You need a mantra that says, whatever I was learning there, I'm so much stronger because of that teacher. So even if your teacher was a brutal creep, okay, they taught you something about boundaries. They taught you, try to look at what was I learning. Was I learning to say no to people like that? Was I learning nobody can do that to me? Was I learning I don't deserve that kind of treatment? So the work is within the person's psyche to heal a wound so they don't attract that energy, even if it feels like. So being fed on by dark energies is uh, when you love yourself, that's the only thing that can stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Sending out self love and feeling really good about yourself, and that's why the darks, entities and energies and that have been feeding off our world, okay, and all the humans have tried to keep you feeling bad about yourself. That's why religion does that, organized religion. That's why, because all of the organized sort of systems have you not trusting yourself, not even liking yourself. Think about the medical system giving you all these ways to lose weight or gain weight or change your looks or change, do you know what I mean? Instead of saying, here's how to stay healthy with good food and trust your body. And like, instead of using holistic ways to help you, okay, they're all about what you can add to yourself or subtract from yourself, okay, by using pills and or medication and medicating.
Right.
Okay, and it's all just trying to tear you down. All of it, the whole system's made to tear you down and feel bad about yourself. So stepping outside of that and not tolerating that and only going within yourself and checking in with yourself and healing those things. That's how we're all going to get out of this matrix, people, because that energy that person's attracting is just part of the matrix.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's a good reading, Janine. Absolutely on point. Okay. Thank you for that. And thank you, Jill, for asking that question. I think a lot of the other members in the audience here will appreciate the response from Janine on that. They might be in the same situation. Okay, the next question is from Elaine. Elaine, let me see if I can bring this up on the screen on the PayPal tip jar. And thank you, Elaine. I believe I have a star seed connection to Lyra. Is there a message surrounding that knowledge for me at this time? Thank you both. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Elaine. So connection, Starseed connection to Lyra, and what is the message surrounding that knowledge for me at this time?
Definitely. They definitely have they are a teacher from that place.
Mm,
So this is a well aspected Hierophant. He often comes up negative in readings when it's talking about the dark cult, but we're not talking about the dark cult. And it was well aspected with this card.
mhm,
So then it becomes a teacher or someone who reflects knowledge in a balanced way. So when it's well aspected, this is somebody who reflects spiritual knowledge. So they bring spiritual knowledge from that place. So they've been there. They've that's their original. That's where they originate. That place they're asking about. So they
mhm.
originate from there, and they are a teacher here on earth with knowledge from that place. So to see their own spiritual evolution inside themselves, okay, so to kind of own uh, who they really are
Hmm.
and where they've been, and start trusting what's being told to them intuitively
Okay.
through that connection.
Okay, Elaine, I hope that helps. And somebody in the chat is saying, Carmel Cope, I'm amazed at how much Janine is confirming everything I have been learning the past several years. Thank you, Janine. Okay, well, merci. I don't know if that's the same person, it's a different nickname. At any rate, a big thank you to you, Janine, for all of that amazing insight. Again, and thank you for that questioner. I think a lot of people, yeah, so Jill says, thanks. This has been happening for years. It's okay. Wow. Okay. Next question. Let me see if I can bring up this one here. Okay, this is interesting. Last week, you and I talked about the fact that these countries of the IMF were trying to get together to do a drill on a cyber attack on the financial system. And you know, usually when they do drills, they go live. And now they're talking about doing a drill, a cyber attack on our supply chain management systems. Okay, we're getting all of these weird things here in Canada with the truckers not being able to come up from the States. The federal government here now is saying no to them unless they have the, all the doses. They cannot come into the country here with supplies. So we're expecting here way more bare shells, probably starting around the 20th, 23rd of January. I'm getting a lot of reports for that. So if you're here in Canada, maybe it's a time to stock up on some stuff just to kind of go through some of these humps. Janine and I have been reading cards on this for the last number of months. We've confirmed that we are going to have shortages, maybe sporadic, maybe in some places more than others. So depending on where you are, you might be hit harder. So please, please, please do prepare. But Janine, what's going on with this news article here? What are they trying to do with this? Who's behind this one? What can the cards tell us?
Okay, so a lot of it looks like this is kind of a smoke and mirrors card,
Okay.
right? So it's trying to get a certain reaction. So it's trying to get a reaction. So what reaction did you have when you read it, for instance?
Well, me personally, I thought it was, how do I say it? when the media tells me to look over here, I look over there. So for
Yeah.
me, it is of course a distraction. That's my normal go-to answer when you ask me about mainstream media. But are you asking the audience? What do you mean? Keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going.
So
Yeah.
the audience needs to think about what's your first reaction because I'd let it go. It's almost like a fear porn.
Mm. Okay.
It's almost like warning. And I do get there is going to be things you're going to be lacking.
Yeah.
And but I don't get like I get by like May, June, you
Mm.
see a lot of things start flipping around and everything starts coming back on the shelves that are supposed to be there, let's say.
Right.
And or we go in new directions in the way we shop and
And
or
the
yeah,
way we
so things
produce
get
locally. Yeah.
yeah, things get a lot better, I think, by May. So, yes, I think we will have two fives. So, you're going to be disappointed where you can't get certain things for sure.
Mhm. Mhm.
But this five lacks and this five's feeling disappointed. But don't forget that fives are minor arcanas, they're not major arcanas. So, it's not
Mhm.
horrific and starvation, at least in most places. I wouldn't say that was the case with fives, and it'll be intermittent with fives and also temporary setbacks, but temporary. So the good news about fives are they don't last months and months and months, but
Right.
they will be frustrating and it'll absolutely. So you're going to need a sense of humor and just make sure you're stocked up on your favorite things. Like the first thing I would do, and I already have done, is I got enough
Coffee and chocolate and red wine.
I got enough, enough coffee, not even chocolate, but coffee to last about 3 years. Okay, so I might have went a little overboard.
I have a lot of coffee also. Well, folks, yes. Okay, so again, yes, maybe by May, June, and we've been getting similar reports every time we pull cards on this that it was going to be sporadic. But again, it could be worse depending on what situation, and what province you're in,
Yeah,
or what state you're in. We're seeing a lot of reports now. This is on zero hedge, a lot of bare shelves already, and this is again here the federal government. This is National Post, so mainstream news announcing that yeah, Trudeau is resisting pressure to reverse his mandate for the truck drivers here. So it is going to be causing some issues here in the short term. Hopefully, not in your neck of the woods, but it's always good. As a Boy Scout, we always say, be prepared. So be prepared. And if you don't want to miss your coffee for even one day, maybe do like Janine and stock up there. Okay. Where do I go from here, Janine? There's so many more things. Oh, okay. Well, this is interesting. Let me see if I can bring up this. Was this Instagram? Where did you go? Okay. So now, of course, in Quebec, let me bring this tip jar again. Everybody's asking me. Okay, hold on. In Quebec now they've introduced, as I said, this contribution, or so they say in their speed and media mastering. And Mr. Ford here in Ontario was asked a question here by Rebel News, and he stated that he would not be imposing a similar structure than the Quebec government in terms of taxing the unwilling. Now, if you all recall, a couple of months ago, Mr. Ford also said that he would not be implementing a vaccine passport and that he did not want a split society. Well, here we are, a couple months later,
yeah.
we have it. So let's ask the cards. Is Mr. Ford lying this time?
Okay.
Is he telling
Okay.
the truth?
I just want everybody to take a really close look at that guy who's mostly covered with a mask. That is not Mr. Ford that we've been seeing. That is not the same guy, you guys. Have a look.
He does
Check it
look
out.
different there. He does look different there. I didn't catch that originally when I saw that, but yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's
Uh-huh.
that is not him. All they got was the hairline and the chubbiness, okay? That but that's
Uh-huh.
not him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to the question though. In Ontario, because okay, Trudeau came out also today to say that he would be in support of the Quebec government's decision to implement a tax here, or a health tax or health contribution, as Legault is saying. So now we're getting the heads up from the feds that they're happy with this. So will Ford eventually do 180 or a big flip flop as he did on the passports? What can the cards tell us?
Oh, you bet he will. You bet. And so all they're trying to do is get you to look at what a deep state player he was, because I don't think that's him,
Mm-hmm.
and what a liar he is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're just trying to out these guys at the big liars they are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, guys, you know what to expect. Now, there's a bunch of people in the chat asking for an update on Australia. There's a lot of questions there. There's a whole question about the original people being persecuted, I guess. The premier came out the other day too with a weird translator. It was a really odd video, again, asking these people to get the jab. Um, I had an email into Tamara 2 days ago, and she's saying, "Yeah, we can do a show. We could do an update here maybe next week." She was accumulating more data for us. So, in the meantime, what can we tell the audience members here in Australia? I don't have a specific question in front of me. Everybody's saying, "Hey, read on Australia." So let's just do a general reading right now on whether or not the tide is turning in Australia.
Yep, it is turning. So they got a few more days. Let's hope that's days or weeks
Mm-hmm.
left before a big surprising turnaround for them. Okay, they're really close to, because this was in the past, so they're really close to they've gotten to as bad as it can get.
Mm-hmm.
They've already reached that point. Okay, as bad as it could get. And they're soon to get leveled out and feel like their true leaders step out. True leaders are stepping out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, true benevolent leaders. So the false ones are going to get moved aside, and I think that's going to happen everywhere at once, frankly.
Okay. Yeah, it appears that way too. And I'm trying to remember which video it was, but I think it was in November. Cliff was saying too that by the time it happens here in the United States, something would happen, and then boom, it would trickle out to the rest of the world and basically change the direction here. And I think we're very close to that. How much time do we have left? We're 51 minutes in. Okay. Going back to Jill in the Insider, she says, "Yeah, I'm very emotional. Thanks for taking my question. I was told I came here to learn self love. Wow, it makes a lot of sense." So, kudos to you, Janine. That was amazing. Okay, let me see if I can get another news article in here. Oh, okay. Man, that's just mean, Janine. Ronald McDonald House, they're kicking out children who are there who are terminally ill of other diseases because of their thingy status. Come on.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Just obvious to me that anything like normally they wouldn't be caught dead announcing something like that, okay? Because it would look really bad. It looks really bad. But I'm pretty sure all of these kind of things are coming out and they're doing these things to show you just where these guys actually stand. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? They're just
Yeah.
it's so obvious to like not human. They're not human, okay? Like whoever's running something like that. And think about it, Ronald McDonald House. It's probably a trafficking place.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
wouldn't go near the place.
Hmm.
Okay, I wouldn't go near it. So I think it's just outing these guys. But let's have a look.
Again, if everything is going to be revealed, we're going to get to know what's behind all of these energies and what these people were putting in the food and what perhaps they're doing in some of these centers to some of these children. It's all coming out. They have to know.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's a victory for secrets coming out.
Hmm.
It's just showing you what side of the fence these guys are on. And in the future, they're going to point to these things. This is what I think they're doing. So they're planting all of these things so
Hmm.
they can go, here's what these guys did in the response to.
Hmm.
Here's, you know what I mean? So I feel like they're just setting these guys up.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, they're
Wow.
setting them up to absolutely, they're showing their true colors. They're showing their true, what they're really about.
Hmm. Wow. As you were saying that, I was scanning National News Watch here, and yeah, Trudeau is out. As you can see in this news article, it says, yeah, the provinces have the right to explore some incentives, as they call them. They used to try to incentivize us with Krispy Kreme donuts. Remember those
Yeah,
days, Janine?
yeah,
Wow, the incentives have changed, haven't they?
yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. All right, let me see if I can scroll through that slide deck. There was quite a few more, but we always run out of time. Like crazy news cycles in the last couple of weeks, of course. Okay, you and I touched upon this last month. This was, in fact, PHAC, Public Health Canada, admitting that they had, without approval, really tracked 33 million phones during the pandemic. Um And now the watchdog here in Canada, in a scathing press conference here today, is looking into that. Now, I wanted to know: is this for real? Is just for show, or is there some justice coming on here as soon as Parliament resumes here in the next couple of days?
I think it's real. And I think it's, they ratted them out because they do that kind of stuff all the time. So it's just the truth coming out. So that
Mhm.
article's true. That story's true. Except normally they would never out with it,
Mhm.
right? So,
Wow.
it's like we can celebrate that truth is coming out
Mhm.
more than it
Yeah.
ever has.
And
We've
again,
turned the
too.
corner.
Yeah, and if you had any questions on whether or not you're just a slave, like they're telling you here, they're spying on you. Like,
Yeah,
like it's just like, man, the brown shirts and the 1940s. I guess that's all I can say. Like they're here now. They're like
yeah,
they're all here in your face. And I agree with you on the McDonald's article. For them to come out with that, like it's so bad. Like it's so bad to their reputation. It's incredible. Speaking of how maybe some people are still being affected by this news, even though it's a little bit crazy. Talk about your experience at the mall, Janine.
oh yeah. So just today, before a couple hours ago, I'm walking in the mall and I don't, so what I do now is I don't wear but I go in stores and if they insist, I have one in my pocket and I'll put it up, okay, and then deal with them.
Yeah.
Okay, just to show them that, okay, you know, I'll work with you this far, but I'm not strapping it on.
Well, that means something completely different, Janine.
Anyway, so this guy, I'm walking in just the general mall that I always have it in my pocket then. Partly because when other people do that, I always feel really inspired. So I want to inspire others to be brave.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's my intention. So I'm not normally that big of a troublemaker, believe it or not. But I'm just done with, like, why are we doing this? Like, let's not do this anymore. So I just walk around the mall, you know what I mean? And no one's ever said anything really, except this guy today. So he comes right up in my face. He's quite much shorter than myself, maybe about 70-year-old fella. And he's pointing and telling me I should, and he's got, of course, his, uh, thing on his face. And he's pointing and yelling that I should have one. Okay,
Yeah.
so what I said was, actually, did you not get the memo? The whole thing is fake.
Hmm.
None of this is real, and you didn't get the memo that this is.
Yeah.
Of course, he just kept yelling, and he was literally like spitting if he was, but it was in his thing.
His diaper.
But like he was just right in my face about. It's like, why are you right in my face about that? You know what I mean?
Wow.
And his poor, I felt sorry for his wife or the woman he was with. She was trying to pull him away, but he was like a chihuahua nipping at my heels. Anyway, it was like, wow, that's
Uh-huh.
interesting and aggressive.
Yeah. Shelter is saying, "Hey, Janine's strapping on her guns." Okay, we'll take it that way. But believe you me, Janine, somebody is gonna create a T-shirt here with strapping it on as a new Janine saying. Oh my
Yeah,
God, this is gonna be too funny. Speaking of strapping on your guns, let's talk about the silver bullet here in all of this. There's a lot
yeah,
of people still in the chat asking about crazy silver for the month of January. Now, you just mentioned this new I don't want to say system, but whatever it is,
yeah,
financial changes here might be coming here very soon, all at the same time with some military action, perhaps on or before this Trump rally here. What's that going to do to silver? It's buckling here in the last couple of days. There's a lot of pressure on silver and gold right now. The FOMC is out there trying to convince us that they're going to have 3, 4, 5 rate hikes in 2022. Yet all of the data suggest that they are going to backtrack and start reducing rates again because they just simply cannot raise rates without crashing the system. So, what is
yeah,
that going to do to silver and gold, but most specifically here for the
yeah.
audience members, silver?
By the way, I received my piece that was sent
You're
to each of us.
Your kilo bar, the Pam
Yeah,
Swiss, awesome.
very nice, very, very kind. Whoever sent that, we know it's a mystery, but we're very
Well,
grateful that they did.
Andy said the name of the fellow last week during our live stream. I forget which one it was. I don't remember the name, but if you guys go check out the last interview with Andy Sheckman from last Wednesday, he did thank that gentleman who bought both Janine and I a silver bar along with his purchase. So again, to you, sir, a big thank you. Really appreciate that.
Okay, so there's still like, so this card, there's a lot of pressure on it. It's like they're holding it back,
Hmm.
holding it back. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's practically breaking his back trying to, handle all of that. Okay. And then this is the end of something in the tarot, and an ace is a new beginning. So even within the month, so sometime in January, I think that they're not going to be able to hold it back anymore.
Mm.
And it's going to rebirth itself in its glory. Let's keep looking here. So we're days or hours away, days or hours, and there could be a real stressful thing happen around the whole thing. Things could get stressful around the money situation, and then the thing births out of it. So silver will birth out of and have a whole new value to it. Like they're just literally repressing it.
Just so you know, if you study these trends, every time we have FOMC meetings, they kibosh the price of silver and gold just before to show you that while they're speaking, even though they have bad news, oh, don't invest in gold and silver. That's crappy stuff. And look at the upside pressure here in the last couple of days. Even though they tried to crash it last week, it was in the
Yeah.
22s. There's still pressure on the upside here. So I wouldn't be surprised what Janine is saying here. We might be closer than we think here to a breakout. And our friend Rotaruda Bix Weir was also saying that today on his YouTube channel. Let me see if I can bring that up. In the meantime, guys, if you're looking for some physical silver, the silver buffalo rounds are on sale at $2.99 over spot. You can find those here at yonmystic.net/silver. And if you fill out that form there, Andy and or his brokers will get back to you very shortly. They have a lot of demand going on right now since the last week too. There's a lot of people backing up the truck at these low prices to get in. So don't wait too long. And if you go check the video from 2-3 weeks ago, there was a lot of procrastinators, I think, who finally got the message that maybe they shouldn't wait too long here. And for our Canadian subscribers as well. This is a new partnership here with MF Bullion Canada. Let me bring that link up on the screen as well so you guys can see that. And for them right now, they have these PAMP Swiss 10-ounce bars. These are similar to the ones the gentleman bought you and I, Janine,
Yep.
but we got the kilo bars. These are the 10-ounce bars right now, and they're at, let me see, I got that earlier. They are on sale also, but this is MF Bullion Canada. Let me bring that link down for you guys as well here in the main live chat window. But the link is also on my website, and it'll be in the description box below here as well. And when you check out, please remember to hit the Beyond Mystic, where did you hear from us icon box here to get the best possible price on these that are already on sale here, the PAMP silver bars. Amazing bars. They're really nice quality, guys. And they're the only ones around the planet that stamp a 10-ounce bar with an individual serial number and a certificate of authenticity included. So nobody else does that. So this is a very, very amazing product for you guys. Janine, anything else before we go? Do you want to do maybe just a general reading here? We're not going to speak until next Monday. Oh, as another note, Janine and I missed our cue yesterday. We were supposed to record the Kazakhstan special investigation. We're probably going to get to that tomorrow or maybe Friday at the latest. So if you guys are looking for that on the Insider Access Pass, it's coming. And a day after that on the pay-per-view as well. Janine, last words of wisdom here for the week, moving into the weekend here for the audience.
Well, I pulled this card, which can be about gossip, innuendo, and information. Okay. And then I got this card here. So there's going to be some information. Watch for a whole bunch of misinformation because this card was first. And this guy can be a bit of a gossip and a bit of a liar sometimes. Right. So, and it was badly aspected with this just above it.
Okay.
Okay, so about our current situation, which is coming to an end really soon, but I feel like there's going to be some things thrown out there in the next couple of days that could be real gut punches, and they're all misinformation. So be careful not to buy into gut punchy stories that take you off your intention and sorry, vision of a
Yeah.
better world.
Yeah.
Remember that road trip I took. I know it's a long time ago, but that spring road trip where it was going to look really, 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 really bad, and they were telling us all the way with signs how bad everything is, and then actually, first 3 hours was really rough on my road trip, and after that, it just got better and better. So notice what's actually happening and not what they're telling you.
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting thing to do. So like it's all information, and they're keeping us home, and cutting off our oxygen supply when we are out, all of that, so you won't notice that the world's actually getting better, not worse, and they're just telling you stuff. So the whole thing's a big lie, and it's interesting because the movie's a big lie too, which is interesting. I get why they're doing it, but so we need to really sharpen up and listen to our own intuition, and not what's being said out there in the world. Is
Yeah.
just going to get worse before it gets better here.
Yeah, that's very good advice. And Pixie says, "Hey JC, I just got an email from Miles Franklin. Yes, they also have a 10 ounce and a kilo bar, but that's the Swiss Valcambi bar. So let me bring that up on the screen for you guys. You guys can see that as well. So yeah, if you're looking for these, also yes, please do fill out the discount code form on beyondmystic.net. And let me bring this off so you guys can see. But yeah, these are 275 over spot, and you can get those discounts here using this particular contact form here, the Miles Franklin one on the beyondmystic.net/silver. Now, going back to MF Bullion for you Canadians, I did get the slide ready, and it's these, the 10 ounce Swiss bars. These are at 529 Canadian over spot. So there's a difference here between the Canadian over spot and the American side. So this is a really great price for these amazing, unique bars. All right. And you just mentioned something about somebody said something about Kazakhstan. Yes, there's more going on there. Anyways, we'll get to that probably by tomorrow, folks. And last but not least, yes, the Connected Insider Access Pass coupon code will be expiring here on January 14, but the show will go on. So, guys, if you're looking at becoming an Insider Access Pass member, maybe now's the time, and go check out that video. We gave 4 reasons why that might be more relevant to you today than it is in the next couple of days. A lot of things happening in our world. So a big thank you to everyone for joining us here tonight. I'm losing my voice, as you can see, but please remember to like, share, and subscribe here at John Claude Beyond Mystic 3, and also here at Tarot by Janine. Look forward to seeing that deep dive tomorrow here at Janine, and also here at Sending Ravens. This was the Wednesday night edition of Tarot Reading by Janine. I love you guys. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Let me see what they said about.
Good advice. And Pixie says, "Hey JC, I just got an email from Miles Franklin. Yes, they also have a 10 ounce
Okay.
and a."
All right. Maybe we hit some small top in Bitcoin. I have some trades here. Okay, dump euro, and what was that? And oil. Phew. Oil is amazing, amazing candles from oil. Nice. Basically, I'll take profit on 114.5. Let's see. I feel like taking profit. Okay. This is going up. This shit is going up. Still. Man. OS is very expensive. Too expensive. Okay, it should dump. Euro could have dumped more. Euro is going up. Bitcoin is going up. No. Probably Bitcoin will dump as well. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, divergence here on the MACD. Bitcoin is going down. Right. Okay, let's see. So, this is the euro.